My name is Mark Hummel, and this is Mark Hummel's Harmonica Party. I'm sitting here with the great Chris Cain, we go way back. I remember meeting you in the Walter Fields Blues Band.
Oh man, I swear to God.
Whenever that was, 70s
done
sometime.
Great things, man. Always.
Well, back at you, man. You're a talented dude. I remember I knew you as a guitar player for all that time, and then I remember in the 1980s or somewhere, I was somewhere and you pulled out a saxophone and started blowing like alto sax like Louis Jordan, and then I heard you again playing piano, and you're playing like Charles Brown and Ray Charles, and I'm like, damn, is there anything this guy can't do?
No, man, thank you. You know, I tried, but I just, I always loved playing instruments, and my father had great records, and so I just got into a thing where I just really would just kind of stay home and play, and then when I kind of got these records my brother brought home from Vietnam, had these jazz records, that's when I started listening to these jazz things, and then, just left to my own devices, I bought this alto. My parents were very tolerant, man. They were just...
So how old were you when you started playing alto?
That was probably when we had the Walter Fields bands, like, because I was listening to a lot of these saxophone records, and started listening to a lot of Clean Head and things.
Right. Yeah, you can play the hell out of that.
I just really, but I had a wonderful time with Clean Head once. We got to back him up at a gig, and it was like...
wow.
It was really great, man, because it was at the Miramar Beach Inn, and these guys didn't know what we did, but they didn't think that we'd be able to play what he played. But, I told the band, I know what he plays when he plays live, kind of what his set consists of, so I'm pretty sure we can do this,
Yeah.
So these guys took me in a room, and they showed me this big stack of music, and they go, can you guys play this stuff? I go, I don't think we can play that, but we can play what he plays right now.
Yeah.
And then...
Now, was this the manager saying
Yeah, it was like the guy from the club. So then Clean Head comes in and goes, no, I think it's going to be fine. So, and it was, we had a great time, man. He was so beautiful, man. I have pictures like that we took, and it was just a gas. But like he would do this thing where he would stand in front of the band and he would hold like two fingers back behind his back, like sharps and stuff. My band would go like, what is that? You know what I mean? And I would have to, I guess what key it was in. But it was beautiful, man. So, I just was into playing the saxophone. I just liked, and so those are the, that's really all I can play is that kind of blues thing. But that's what I really like.
You play the hell out of it, man.
Thank you, brother.
Now, did I see you back up Fenton one time?
Yeah.
In Lafayette, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I was there. Yeah.
There was like 9 people, I think.
Yeah.
You were one of them.
That was a great night, though.
Man,
it was a great night.
I think because we were like very...
We're talking about Fenton Robinson, by the way,
yeah,
from Chicago.
And we were very young, and we were really excited to meet him and play with him,
Right.
So we were playing with all this, and I think people thought we were trying to, like do something more than what he was doing, but we were just so excited to play. So the vibe I got from people at night, I thought we were like maybe trying too hard or something, but
no, it was a great night.
It was really a great to meet him. He was such a gentleman and a wonderful person, man, and very knowledgeable. Had a lot of great things that he told me when we were just talking,
So he could really play and sing, man.
Oh man, his voice.
Yeah, his voice is something else.
Incredible. That evening,
really high, that really high voice. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. And that evening was big because that's the first time I think I ever played like on a stage with like a real guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Was Andy with you then?
Yes.
Andy Just, right? Andy Just was on harp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that Walter Fields? Was that what that was, or was that your gig?
That was a band. We had that band. It was like we named after my dad.
Right.
Right. But yeah, and that was the first time I ever really played like with a real guy,
Chicago guy.
Yeah,
wow, that's heavy duty, man.
Yeah,
it's funny, man. All that stuff from way back, I remember a lot of that stuff very well.
Man, I was thinking about it when I went to do the thing that we did that you invited me to, and
Yoshi's, yeah.
All of the blowouts that you've had, and I mean, you could make 2 documentaries just on the things. Because all the different personalities over the years, I mean, you've had some of, what I mean?
I've worked with a lot of great people, but so have you, though.
But I mean, just, it's really a gas, man, because you've done beautiful things. You keep it running like on time. which is difficult to
That's
do.
hard to do,
Everybody
man.
starts
Yes,
playing
it
this
is.
stuff. It's
Yes,
like, you know
it
what I
is.
mean? You have to kind of.
Yeah.
But
That's why I put a clock up there a lot
it's
of times.
beautiful, man. I had a beautiful time with that thing.
Yeah, you're great, man. I'm glad you were a part of that. That was a great thing we were able to do for Sonny's family, and they made a lot more money than they were expecting to
I was
make.
really thrilled to just be there, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was great.
And
that
saw
you
a
were
bunch of
part
cats
that.
that I haven't gotten
Yeah,
to talk to,
Curtis
you know.
and Curtis Salgado.
It was great.
And you're on Alligator Records now,
Yes.
like Curtis Salgado is,
Yeah,
and that's fantastic, man.
I swear,
I'm really happy to see your success, Chris,
Man,
because
thank you,
you're
man.
somebody that's been doing it for years and years, and it's kind of like sometimes I don't think people give credit. I mean, somebody of your talent stature is just, you know.
But, you know, I mean, there's so many guys that play beautiful stuff. And, you know, I was always happy just to have some jobs. And Patrick Ford was beautiful because every about 8 years he'd say, you know, hey, you want to put something on the rocket?
Right.
So he'd keep me
Right.
in the conversation kind of by
Yeah.
doing that, you know?
Yeah, he did. And you made some great records, man, over the
Thank you,
over the last 20, 30 years, man. I mean, I can't remember whether it was Pat's label where you did one that was a tribute to BB. Was that
Yeah,
on
that
his?
was Pat's label. Man, that was fun. That was the most fun I've ever
That was
had.
an unbelievably
Everybody
great
played
record.
at the same
Yes.
time, like all set up in
Yeah.
a circle and played these tunes,
Yeah.
and you know, try to get those tones that he got. So
You did a great job
it
on
was
it.
a blast, man. Really,
Yeah.
that was one of the most fun records I think I ever made.
And you did a great one on Little Village, the one.
Oh yeah, that was a gas, man, because
Yeah.
that wasn't going to be a record. That was just like a love letter I did to my late father, like of all the kind of blues that he really does.
Yeah, and you were doing like a lot of Guitar Slim. And,
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did you do some T-Bone? I mean, not T-Bone, but I was thinking you did something besides Guitar Slim on there that was I had never heard you do.
Man, but there were some different things, like I did these kind of Ray Charlesy ones, and
Right,
one kind of muddy one, you know.
right. See, I'd never heard you do that.
And and it was like, you know, I didn't even think about it today because it was like I was thinking, and so I knew that Kid knew Aki, and so Aki came and played on it. But I was thinking, God, you know, as many times as like Gary Smith has let me play with his band, and I've been seeing him since I was, you know, an amoeba.
Right.
That like, you know, I didn't think, you know, because it would have been so great to have him on that track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, so I've been really lucky just that I had a band, and you know, I figured if I made my own band, I would always have a job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I would never fire me. You know.
Right.
So, but
Well, you guys really had a scene. I mean, I look at the South Bay when I think of, you know, you and Gary Smith, you know, Andy Just, you know, Musselwhite was down there.
yeah, man.
I remember, matter of fact, there's another memory of mine was Musselwhite, I think, showed up to one of your guys. He either showed up or he was going to show up to a gig you guys did in, God, where was it, man? Los Gatos or something?
Probably.
Like that was around the same time as the Fenton gig, but maybe a little earlier. I think it was the first time I met you.
Wow.
And I thought Charlie either showed up or was going to show up, and it was a big deal.
Man, you know, everything back then was really huge. It was like just, you know, I mean, we would go to like Gary Smith's house,
Right.
and pull the car up outside and just look at the house and be like, I mean, who could be in there right now? You know, because at that time it was like everybody he seemed to know was like a guy. You know?
Right, right.
And we were just like all, you know, fanned up and stuff. It was really bad, but
Was that 101?
yes. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I mean, you just go there and just like look at
That place has a real notorious history.
yeah, man. I mean, because all
Everybody was there, yeah.
and, you
Tucker
know,
and
like Gary's
Alberto.
band, like all the guys that came out of his band went on to like lead their own things and stuff. It was
right,
like kinda like
Watson,
yeah, man. I mean, you know, I met Watson. Geez, like it was at Sammy Varela's house. I mean, he used to play like Peter Green, just like him.
Right,
It's like,
I've heard that.
and
I got Junior to do some of that
man,
on this
because,
last run.
I
yeah.
mean, he is an incredible guitar player.
He is,
Always
but he
has
does
been.
the hell out of Peter
But
Green
then
stuff.
that was
Yeah.
his man, and I mean,
Yeah.
it was unbelievably beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a master.
Yeah,
But
he is.
you know, through Sam, like I met Gary, and I met like a lot of the fellas that, you know. I mean, I was at Sam's one day, and Robin came by like to buy this mouthpiece, you know, and I was like,
Wow.
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
just was like, you know,
Yeah.
all fanned up and stuff. But
Yeah. Well, that's funny because Robin Ford, I never thought about that. He plays the horn too.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Ray Charles play it on some television show, and I was like, wow.
Right,
man,
right.
This guy
And
plays
Ray,
the alto. I
yeah,
mean, you know, and I
yeah.
totally
That's
dug
right.
that. And I was listening to a lot of like Lester Young and things.
Wow.
And so I got this alto, you know, and I was trying to, but, you know, I mean, what happened was I just ended up, I could play like maybe a couple tunes in B flat or F. I could play like in 2 keys, maybe, you know, something. And that was about it, you know. So then when this COVID thing happened, I got just a student model, because I don't want to play my good one when I sound crummy, but. And then I just played I've been playing every day, you know. So
Oh,
it's
good.
like
So you're back into it.
I can, you know, I mean, I could never do this before, but like if I watch the fake book on TV, I can play about 6 tunes before they lose me with something, you know.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
because I just felt like before I could just play in B flat and F, and you know, I mean, so I just figured I want to respect the instrument and people, so I try to, you know. But I mean, Susan, you know, she goes, when you play that thing, you make my skin crawl. I'm like,
Hey man, you impressed the hell out of me the first time. First time I saw you play, I said, "What is it with this dude, man? He can just pick up anything and play the hell out of it."
you know, man, it was just always, and my parents were really tolerant, you know. So I mean, like I would play that thing anytime I felt like it, and they never would really tell me to.
Now, did you start with guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, but my father always had a piano at the house, and
So you were playing both, really?
you just
messing around,
you know. But
yeah.
then after I really started paying attention to Ray Charles, I just, you know, Charles Brown. I mean, like those guys were like huge at my house. My parents really loved pianists, you know, like
Yeah.
Otis Spann was like
Wow.
was a god in my house.
That's something.
Charles
man.
Brown, when we backed up Charles Brown, my parents were like so.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
I mean, they were over the moon about
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah,
And my band, you know, they were like, you know, we're gonna, you know, so we're playing with all this energy, you're playing too loud. So,
Charles lived like literally half a mile from my house
no
in
kidding?
Berkeley.
He was such a beauty.
Yeah,
man.
he was a great guy, man.
But my
He was
band
so
played
cool.
so loud that night that, like, by the end of the night, his voice was totally blown out, right? He, you know,
Charles.
Some guys would have just, you know, taken us out back and killed us or something,
Right.
you know. But he was so sweet, and they used us again.
Wow.
I told the fellas, they go,
Yeah.
no, this time. But my parents were so, man, they were so proud.
Oh, I can
You know, it's
imagine.
like-
Yeah. Well, he was one of the real icons. I mean, you know, there
No
wouldn't be a
kidding.
Ray Charles
No.
if it wasn't for Nat Cole and
No, and I mean,
Charles
you
Brown.
know, like those records my father would play, you know, I mean, you just hear Black Knight. I mean, to this
Right.
day, it's like make the skin on the back of my neck.
Same here, man.
Just like, yeah, it's like he's was just an incredible pianist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I learned so much. I learned so much about other guys from hearing him, like Errol Garner.
Yeah.
And you know, those are all these guys, these pianists that I learned about. Art Tatum and all these guys that he turned me on to.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, if he hadn't turned me on to a lot of those guys, I never would have really known about them. I don't
You know,
think.
when I was thinking about this, you know, I mean, like you, like were very close with like Cool Papa, all those gentlemen
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
you know,
All the cats around here.
man, and I mean, you could write 2 books just on the amazing things that you know.
Well, I
just
did
like-
write a book.
I mean, I didn't know that.
I'll give you one.
Oh man, that's
I
beautiful.
just got more today.
I was thinking about it like so many times. I said, man, you could do a documentary just on your harmonica blowouts.
Well,
because
I'm going to give you both the book that I wrote and the CD that I have. That was I had it at the Sunny Roads thing, and it's basically an anthology of all the guys like Sonny and,
man, I really
and Cool
appreciate
Papa and yeah,
Thank you, man.
yeah,
Yeah, because man,
Johnny Waters.
yes, I mean, you know, it's like it's just like as time goes on, you know, I don't think about those gentlemen as you know because they used to be playing all the
They
time.
were all the time, yeah.
Anywhere in San, they'd be somewhere.
Yep.
And they were really
There was a great scene around
special
here.
gentlemen. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
there's a great
'Cause
scene.
me being like a young character, you know, come around there, and you know, I mean, they were very, and J.J. Malone, man.
JJ was one of my heroes, man.
Like when he came out with that 45 of Danger Zone, my father brought
And
that
it's
home.
a shame, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it blew my. I mean, it was just like
That's
man.
Estrin on harp on it.
Oh, it figures, you know.
Yeah.
That's a great record, man. I mean, my father brought that thing home, and he was like, "Wait till you hear this." It was like
Yeah.
I'd never heard of J.J. Malone
Right.
before that, but man, that's a great record. And
Yeah.
he used to go get all his records at this place in Oakland called Wolf's.
Oh, I remember that vaguely.
And that's
yeah.
where he would go. Like one time he
Yeah.
brought home like Rudy Ray Moore and something else. And
Wow.
it didn't go over that well, you know. It's like,
That's
that went to
cool,
the
man.
trash, and then I went and got it. You know?
That's cool.
But yeah, my dad was a beautiful cat because he would know where B.B. King was playing way before Thriller's Gone, like at these little clubs like the Swahili Room and like...
San Jose?
Yeah, or like, in, you know, Oakland, wherever, like anywhere in the Bay Area, if he was playing, he'd go, you know?
Wow.
But it would be like he would play like maybe twice a year at the San Jose Civic, so we would never miss him when he came there,
Right.
you know? So I got to see him.
Now, did you meet him as a youngster?
Yeah, and it was
How old were you?
Oh man, the first times I ever went, I don't even remember. It was like I was 3 and 4 years old, right? But I would
Wow.
go, like we'd go, and then after that we'd go get pancakes or something. So that was the big draw. You get this hat with sparkle with your name on it. You know? So that was the draw. But I knew these guys were incredible. From like, I mean, the first time I ever saw B.B. King, I knew that was really incredible stuff.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like that. I mean, just the way he looked so good, and his band was incredible. And they looked great. It was like. I mean, the sound of that guitar, I mean, it's just right now I get like goosebumps. I just think. So I got to see a lot of those kind of fellas, you know what I mean? Because if they were around, my father would always take us to go see them, you know? And, you know, him being a cat in a suit, you know what I mean? Like, they would just think he was with the band a lot of times. So he would just come and go, take me back, you know, to meet fellas that, you know, I was...
Oh, your dad, people thought was in the band?
Yeah, you know, because he'd just have a suit on and stuff, and suit and tie, and they think, oh, he must be with the band, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to see Freddie King, Albert King, and Mata Hoople at the Fillmore.
Wow.
And so we're sitting there, and my pal goes, hey, is that your dad up there? And my dad's handing Freddie King a drink, right?
Wow.
And he's on the stage, and I go, yeah, that is my dad, you know what I mean?
buddy of mine was backstage at that show, and he said Freddie was giving Albert a bunch of crap about it. He goes, man, you can't even play Hideaway.
I said, hey, they got into a thing, like, because Freddie King, Albert King goes, Freddie King's the only guy I know that can eat with his eyes closed. They were saying all this stuff. They were going back. And when I got there, Albert King was looking around in the back, like on the floor. Like he was walking around, looking around on the floor. And he picked up a match, and he folded it in half, and he put it under the E string because it was fretting out on the neck. And I was like, I mean, I'm thinking he has a guy that probably tunes it and does. You know, and I mean, I think, you know, he let me, I go, can I play it? He goes, no, I got it set to where I want it now.
Albert said
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go, hey, can I play it? He goes, no, I got it set to where I want it now, but you can. So he let me hold it, and I was like, whoa, man. It was like, you know, but.
He was really nice to me the time I met him. We opened for him one time. And
he was
really
like
nice.
so sweet to me. I mean, it's like, we opened up for him at JJ's, and, you know, they would tell him, hey, let him sit in. And he was like, no. And I was like, man, don't make him. I don't want to. You know, I just am happy to be here to see this,
to
right?
see them, yeah.
And then he let me sit in, right? Because he saw our set, and he was standing right here, like I could smell the pipe, and he was standing right like next to me. He's going, and I'm like, so then he called me up to play, and man, I mean, he came after, like he took the first solo, he played. All this stuff.
Just demolished you.
And I've been like Albert it up because I've been watching him for like a set. So I was like, so then I come in, bang, and he whipped his head around, like, and he looked at me and he goes, it's going to get dangerous up here now. And I'm just, you know,
that's great.
I'm totally thrilled.
You play the hell out of Albert King.
I just, you know, I loved him, man.
You play the hell out of him.
I love him today. But so we went back and forth, and after that, you know, he said this whole nice thing. My mother and father were there. It was like, I mean, it was just like an unbelievable evening, right? And then we went to play in Memphis, and he came to every time I would play in Memphis, he would come to our gigs, and it was like, I mean, one time he brought Otis Clay to the gig, you know, and it was a mind blower to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I know he could be grumpy and stuff sometimes, but
I heard he was a great guy.
he was so.
I always
sweet,
heard
man.
that about.
I mean, it really. He's like,
oh, you're talking about Albert.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Otis Clay.
It's the greatest thing. Yeah, Otis Clay was really super
I heard he was really nice, yeah.
But, you know, Albert was... Man.
Albert could be grumpy. I mean, I would not want to be his sound guy.
And the thing was, like, at that period, he was, like, using, like, these pickup bands that were, like, maybe rock guys didn't really know his material. Right. So then they'd be playing the wrong stuff. Then he'd get all grumpy. I mean, I have this one video of him in like, Helena. And he's taking all the mics off the drums, and he's got them under his arms. They look like twigs, man. They're like all these mic stands, you know. And when he passed away, it's like, because he'd always come to the gigs, we sit and talk for like hours, like, and it was beautiful. And we were gonna like play and tour with him and be the backup band, play like some tunes, and then he'd come on and play, because he was using guys that didn't even know his stuff, right? And so he was really excited about that. I mean, we were thrilled. And then he had the heart attack, you know,
Right.
and he passed away. And it was like, man, it was devastating because it was
We
like,
saw him 2 days before he died.
yeah,
We're in Memphis.
wow, because it was like we went to see him at Emeryville. He came to Kimball's East or whatever it was, and I knew something was fishy, man, because he just seemed really
Kind of down.
weak, and his voice was kind of croaky, not like normal. And he goes, "No, I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm gonna go back to the hotel." And I was like, "Okay, but I'll see you when I go to Memphis." And man, you know what I mean?
I know Rusty and Ronnie James, they were playing with me at the time, and they went to Blue City Cafe, and he was in there eating, and they sat there and talked to him for
He would always go
about
there.
10 minutes, and they said he was in a great mood. And,
He was such a
and then
gas.
the next day, we were driving down to Jackson, and they go, Albert King passed.
Yeah, man. I
was
mean,
weird.
it was like he was going to Kroger's and getting like Digel because he thought he was having like indigestion.
yeah,
but it was
yeah,
the doctor
yeah.
said it was probably little heart attacks. Right?
Right. Wow.
Man, it was just a tragedy. I swear. You know, and
He was badass, though, man.
of all the guys that I have ever
Yeah.
met, I mean, because he's just like, I mean, a force of nature. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him one time at the bodega for like 3 nights in a row, and I just sat in front of his amp and yelled till I lost my voice for like a month. My parents were thrilled. I mean, it was like, I couldn't talk. It was just like he was so. I mean, he came in with a Togo sandwich and he sat down at the bar and he just started eating a sandwich at the bar, and I was like, wow, man, he just comes right in where everybody is, and I was like, I totally loved that about him, you know.
I was behind his amp one time at San Francisco Blues Festival, that big old Ampeg amp he had, and I was just right behind it. It was like otherworldly. Hearing it from there,
I swear.
yeah, it was otherworldly.
I mean, he's just, you
His
know,
tone was just so monstrous.
incredible. And if you shake his hand, it's like sticking your hand inside a
in a
beanbag chair.
glove,
It's like, it's like gigantic, you know. It's like,
I know.
yeah, he was a wonderful person, and really, I'll never forget all the times I got to just sit and talk with him, you know.
That's cool, man.
Really was.
So, I mean, did you ever get to play with BB at all?
No, we opened a show though, like at the Cabaret, and it was, man, I mean, it was really a gas. We were gonna like play there with BB King. It was like just huge thing to be doing, and so we play our set, you know, and the band plays really because we were excited about doing that, and then. I went outside in the parking lot because I was just like, the pressure was off. I mean, because you had to sell tickets at that place and do all this stuff.
Where was the cabaret? Where was that?
It was there right by the Garden City in right off of Stevens Creek Boulevard in Saratoga, and it was a big place, and so you had to sell tickets, like, you know, when you play the gig, and it was like they would check and see how many. So it was like there was all this kind of pressure, and it was already just playing with BB. You want to do good, you know.
Right.
So, but that night, so I go outside and I'm just like, man, the pressure was off. Just like taking a moment, just go, wow, that really did happen. And then these guys from BB King's circle of folks, they come and they go, come with us. And I thought, you know what I mean? And they took me in this room, and BB's sitting there with a towel around his neck and his guitar. He hasn't played yet. And he goes, hey, hi. And he goes, wasn't that a Clean Head Vincent tune you played? And I go, yeah. It was.
Well, that's nice.
And so he's telling me, and he goes,
That's
you know, I
great.
have Michael Bloomfield's pick. I have all these guys. Can I have your pick? And I go, baby, you could have the guitar. And all these guys started laughing, but it was like, you know, I mean, he didn't have to do any of that. But he
That's
just,
so cool. Yeah.
every time I've ever seen him, that's how he was. It was like he'd go, well.
Very gracious.
Like, you know,
Friendly. Yeah.
I mean, as a little kid, he would just look you right in the face and talk to you like you were a grown person, you know, and I loved that about him.
I met him when I was about 16. I went to a college, and he did a workshop.
Oh, man, that would have been fantastic.
It was incredible. He did a workshop of where all his influences were from.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And he sat there and he played like Django. He played Charlie Christian. He played Tampa Red.
Yeah, man.
Lonnie Johnson, T-Bone,
Yes.
Bucka White. I mean, he played every guy that he was influenced by. And it was like, these were all names I didn't know until he mentioned them.
Man, I'm telling you, you know, and it's like, and when one time we saw him at Winterland, we were back there, and he studied this thing called the Schillinger music. It's like, instead of notation, it's like a graph Like, and that's how you read this music. And I mean, it's like 10 times harder than learning to just read regular music. It's like this graph paper. I mean,
and he learned that.
That's what he.
It's incredible.
He came in and he had like a big bunch of sheets, like this long thing like this under his arm, and then his guitar bag and his coat, and it was like,
that's
wow.
like serious.
Oh man, but I mean, like
a guy that was illiterate.
I swear, you know, it was like because reading notes would be such a piece of cake compared to this. I mean, it's like these little graph squares.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like, insane. But
Yeah.
he was just a wonderful person, you know. And it's great that they're like some guys that were in the world of that music that were like nice gentlemen,
approachable.
Because some guys were more surly and you know, just didn't want to talk to little kids and stuff, you know. But that really went
You know
well.
who else was really good with kids was Cotton.
You know,
Cotton was always so happy to hand the harmonica to some youngster that was playing on stage with him, and then just
awesome.
you know turn it over to him. And I think part of that comes from those guys being kids when they started,
Yeah, I think so,
and
man.
that they had mentors. You know,
Because they were kids.
yeah,
It's amazing, man. Cotton was another guy that, like, the first time I ever saw Cotton,
ferocious.
because Sammy Varela, like, told me, he goes, hey, man, Muddy's coming to Winterland, and he's not going to be around. Like, you should go see him. I go, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I went, and it was like Cotton opened up for Muddy. I can't remember, but, man, they started off the thing, and he came out and did like a somersault into the creeper, and I was like, man, I mean, you know, that's etched in my...
I hate it that I never got to see him do that.
That was like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my
coolest.
life.
Yeah, that's the coolest.
I mean, and landed. I mean, he planted that thing. It was like, and then, it's just
he
like...
did that all the time, too.
Whoa, man.
That was like part of his act, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like those first records with like Luther and everybody.
Yeah, Luther Tucker,
Incredible records, man.
Yep, I agree. Those first two were like my Bibles.
You know, and it shows, man, because, you know, my father really is like Muddy and Sonny Boy and all, those were like all his guys. But then, you know, he loved B.B. King, and then he became a big fan of Albert, you know. And
Sounds like he was a big jazz nut,
you know,
too.
He really didn't listen to a lot of jazz.
Really?
He was mostly just like, you know, like Sonny Boy, Muddy.
Really?
Like those, and then like his Uptown stuff would be like, you know, he put on like, you know, Little Milton or...
Interesting,
You know, but they loved like, I mean, like, you know, all slow blues, like, you know, that one, they had that one record that had Black Knight on it. I think every tune on there was a slow blues, and it was an incredible record, right?
Was this Charles Brown? Yeah.
Like, and I go, see, you could make a record where every tune was a slow blues.
I know.
I mean, there's nothing boring about that to me
I
at all.
agree.
I go,
that's how I look at it, too.
fantastic,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the funny thing is those guys, they'd start with the slow blues.
I swear,
You
man.
know, Muddy or BB, they'd start with
I get
that.
goosebumps right now when you say that, because it's true. That's the only cats I've ever seen do that. You know what I mean?
That's right. Most of us couldn't.
And I mean, Muddy was
But I'm
great.
the same way. Slow blues for me is it.
And like Sonny Boy, you know, it's like my brothers, my older brothers, they love Sonny Boy, and, you know, it's like but I mean, I just, after I saw B.B. King, it was like, man, it just changed me.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, he always looked great. His band always was tight and good, you know, and he was nice. It was just like, but he looked incredible, man. He just looked, I mean, his suit, he just...
Always immaculate.
He looked fantastic.
Well, I think his big thing, from what I gather, was really presenting the blues as this classy thing.
He did, man.
He really wanted to present the blues. I mean, a friend of mine said a great thing. He goes, BB really was not about BB. He was about blues.
Yeah,
he was about presenting this to the world.
He's the perfect like
ambassador,
totally, man, because he's a nice fella, man. He's, you know, very humble. I mean, like, I watched that thing with Ralph J. Gleason, and he's talking.
Right.
He goes, what would you like to do? He goes, well, I'd like to play for as many people as I can. And I go, everything he said he wanted to do, he did.
Yeah.
Like that, on that thing, I go, he did all that stuff.
And that's when he was down to, I think, a quartet or something.
Yeah.
He couldn't afford horns at that point.
I think he had like
He had one horn, yeah. So, you know, I mean, you got to figure, or no, he was down to a 5-piece, I think. So, you know, he was at a point in his career where he was really struggling at that point.
Yeah, Sid Seidenberg comes in there, you know, and really
Right, and just blew him up.
I mean, because all of a sudden you could see B.B. King on television. It was like,
right.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
incredible. I mean,
That's
because
heavy
you'd see
stuff.
Ray Charles all the time on TV, you know, and that was
Right,
great.
right.
But man, seeing B.B. King on TV was just a gas, you know what I mean?
Did you ever get to work with Otis at all? Otis Rush?
No, you know, I went to this thing. It was like Ronnie. It was like right after the blues festival in San Francisco. Ronnie Earl was going to play at Sweetwater, so he goes, "Hey, come on down there." So I go down there, and as soon as I walk in the door, he goes, "Hey, Chris Cain's here. He's going to play." And he hands me this guitar. I just barely walked in the door, and I turn around and look right there, and there's Otis Rush standing there with his cowboy hat and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I'm just like, you know, it was like I didn't.
That's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he was just standing there with his sunglasses on his head.
That's pretty
And
intimidating.
I'm just like, oh, man.
Did you play?
Yeah, well, you know, it's like,
What are you going to do?
you know, it's just, man, you know, it's just like, you know, but I didn't go talk to him because it was just, you know, those guys, I just.
Yeah, I never
Everybody's there
tried to talk to him.
Talking to them.
I
you know,
never
so I
tried
don't
to talk to him.
Be a pest or anything, but you know, I mean, it's just like to see him just standing right there. Was,
I know.
Was a big thing.
It's a big thing, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when I saw Snooks eagling, you know, like
Right.
at the festival.
Snooks is another one.
Because
Yeah.
I've never been to New Orleans, right?
Yeah,
And,
but he was incredible, man.
unbelievable.
Yeah, he's one of the most. He's the hairiest guitar player I've ever seen play. I got to see him about 6 times.
Man, I mean, his fingers were like seemed longer
Well,
than
and not just that, they were like double jointed.
it was a trick, man. I mean,
Yeah.
and they go, "Hey, Snooks is looking for you." Like after, and I'm like, "Snook." They're like, "Yeah, he's in there." And I go in there and I was like, "Hey, Mr. Eagle,"
Wow.
and I said something. He goes, "Shut up!" He was like, he was a character, man. He was
All right.
Yeah, he was, man. I mean, he sounded so great, and just those records that he did where he's just playing acoustic guitar and singing. I mean, it's like. I go, this guy's like Ray Charles on the guitar or something.
Absolutely.
Like, sing his
Absolutely. Playing piano, like piano boogies on the guitar.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
he was outrageous.
so many guys like from the New Orleans, you know, stuff that like are like people that just are the innovators of.
Yeah. Earl King is
Yeah.
another one that I'm crazy about.
Man, I got to meet him in Norway, you know, and he had a tape recorder on the table that he just would tape. He goes, anytime I talk with people, I was just taping.
Interesting.
I know.
I wonder if that was for song ideas, I wonder.
You know, I thought about that, and
Yeah.
like after he like left the room, I told Patrick Ford, I go, I wonder if he does that like to get like song ideas or
I bet
anything.
it
He goes,
is, yeah.
He goes, huh? Because I was thinking, you know, it's just like, wow, you know what I mean?
Will you ever hear the story about it? His office was like the donut shop. He would hang out at the donut shop, and that's where he'd get all his song ideas.
Wow, that is
in
cool.
New Orleans, yeah.
Man, you know, I just heard this like Little Richard interview with Dan McCluskey, and like he wrote all those.
Whoa,
all those
I would
classic-
love to hear that.
It's on YouTube.
I got to check that
Man,
out.
he wrote all those hit tunes, all that stuff in 1 year.
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
swear to God.
That is
I go, get out of here. Every one of those tunes.
That's
all the stuff,
amazing.
1 year.
That is crazy.
I almost fell off the couch.
That is crazy.
I was
man.
blown out by that. Because every one of those is like a classic.
I know.
You know, it's like just
Yeah.
stone classic.
Yeah.
1 year.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. Huh?
And he was another force of nature, man. He's somebody. Have you ever watched the things from like? There's some YouTube things of him in about 1963 in the UK.
Oh, yeah, man.
Those are they're
Incredible.
amazing.
Incredible. And
He's like a ball of energy, man.
and then I saw this documentary with
And
him.
looking great.
Oh,
too.
totally, man.
He looks great.
You know, he came on Dick Cavett one time, and Dick Cavett was kind of goofing on him about wearing his makeup and stuff.
Right.
And he just goes, you know, because I am beautiful. He goes, I just have to, you know, it was fantastic. You know,
I've seen that one.
and,
yeah.
and Jim Brown was on there too, and Jim Brown's like, you know, he's just like got this look over there. And he goes, you know, I would really love to do something right now if it's okay with you. And he goes, okay, what do you want to do? And he just got up off the stage and just ran up the aisle and goes, woo! And just ran all the way around and then came up the other aisle, woo! And just came around and he goes, oh. And Jim Brown's just like, and Dick Cavett, you know, saying all this stuff. I go, man, Dick Cavett, you know, you got to be cooler than that. You know, you can't,
That's so funny,
because he
man.
was really entertaining, man. When David, with the comedian David Brenner had a show,
Right.
and so Billy Preston was his band.
Wow.
And so when Little Richard came on, they both did a thing together, right?
Oh,
And
man.
it was incredible, right?
Incredible.
And so then David has Little Richard come sit on the couch and talk. And so he asked him one question, and homie just started blowing. And then when they got done, they finally went to commercial. When David Brenner comes back, he goes, I forgot to tell Richard that it's a 30-minute show. But it was like, he
just was going and going.
They didn't want to cut away because it was like totally interesting stuff. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he has got some stories, you know.
Yes,
I mean,
he
that
does.
band was like,
yes, he does.
I mean, they have that one thing where he was trying to get the movie Girl Can't Help It. So it's like his what do you call it? The screen test. And he just plays Long Tall Sally, just singing and playing it. And it's like, it's incredible, man.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
I gotta find that.
Yeah, it's like it's just his screen test, and he's just looking at the camera with them eyes, man. He's like,
the other one you gotta watch if you get a chance is watch the thing where they did a tribute at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to Otis Redding.
Oh wow!
Watch that, and it's Richard introducing, like he basically introduces the whole award ceremony to Otis Redding.
I bet that's incredible.
Yeah, because Otis was a complete Little Richard nut.
Everybody, you know.
Yeah.
And then, I read his book, and like the guy Escalita that he got.
Oh, right, from New Orleans.
And it was even higher. It was like,
right. He's like,
man.
It's like Little Richard on steroids.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, man. Yeah, incredible stuff. But Dan McClusky's got some incredible
God, I'm going to check those out.
Man. I mean, it's like...
I heard the one he did with Bloomfield.
Yeah, and the great thing about that was he went to his house. So then Bloomfield's all comfortable. I mean, you can hear him rolling like a jade. You can hear him like... you can hear him like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's totally comfortable, so he talks about everything. And the funniest part of that whole interview is like, he goes, well, was it dangerous in Chicago? He goes, man... A guy came in and slammed his wife's head down on the bar. He goes, well, that must have been very painful.
Get this bitch a drink.
Yeah, he goes, man, her severed head, man, her head.
But you know what's great?
He's like,
Musselwhite told me, he goes, that's all bullshit.
I know this.
He goes, that's just an urban legend he heard.
I know, they say, you can never know for sure what he's telling you is a fact or not.
Right, that's what Charlie said. He just would make up stuff on the
funny.
spot.
And Elvin Bishop, like, saying these things, he goes like, he just get like so excited.
Yeah,
And Dan goes like, he came to my apartment, and he goes, I was on the second floor in San Francisco, downtown, and there was this jar of Skippy, the big jar of Skippy, when it was a glass jar.
Right.
And it was summertime, he had his window open, and they were standing talking across the table, and all of a sudden Bloomers just picks up this jar of Skippy and just throws it across the whole kitchen and out the second-story window.
Jeez.
And Danny goes, Michael, what the hell?
Killed
and he goes,
somebody.
I don't know. He said he did. I'm like,
now you knew him, kind of like.
I got to meet him.
Right.
Like,
I thought you guys kind of became friends.
Sammy Varela was like, I mean, every time I'd go to see Bloomfield, and Sam be playing his guitar, and Bloomfield be playing organ,
Right. He was Sammy a great piano player, too.
Yeah, he was, man.
Really cool piano
and
player.
And great musicologist,
Really great.
And
a great country blues player.
I didn't realize all of that stuff, and then when I heard some of his acoustic just solo,
it's mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. Play these beautiful gospel tunes, right?
Yeah.
And I mean... he was just such an interesting cat.
The best show I ever saw him do was him playing acoustic piano and acoustic guitar he did a thing, Norman Dayron invited me to this, and This Is Free, the Maxwell Street movie they did.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The two of them did that, and it was in Mill Valley at the film festival, and he opened the show with piano and guitar, and it was the best I ever heard him play. Yeah, all country blues.
He was so incredible. I mean, just like
he was an amazing player.
I mean, anything he would know about, and that just really in being a kid.
Gee, I think we're musicologists here, aren't we?
Well, you know what I mean? Just how it was. I mean, like when you first heard this stuff that just like made you couldn't stop thinking about it. It's like it had that drawing power. You know what I mean? It's like it just. And I mean, I learned just from knowing people that play the harmonica that, like, I mean, it's like it's, you can't kind of...
can't shortcut it.
I mean, you've heard the guys in the line at the Fillmore, and that's that kind of playing. But then to actually play that thing, people don't realize what you have to...
No.
I mean, because, you know, it's like, okay, which harmonica am I going to use? Because you're in what key? It's like, there's all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And, man, I mean, the first time I played with you cats like that, you know, I mean, I realized, holy moly, I mean, it's like, you know, you gotta, okay, what key are you in? Okay, then I got to use this harp.
Right.
And then if I want to play in second position, and so there was a bunch of stuff, you know, and I really got my mind blown. I mean, that's, you know, I was just really, because that, I mean, you know, if Rick Estrin comes up to play like at something they're doing at Biscuits or something,
right.
man, I immediately just get, because, I mean, you have to know the vocabulary.
Right.
You can't
Exactly.
play
That's right.
crazy stuff. You got to play.
It's got to lock in a certain way.
You know, I mean, and it's like, you know, I when I was a kid, like younger, I used to say, hey, these guys want to hear the scratches on the record, man. You can't be, you know what I mean? Because this is serious to these fellas, you know what I mean? And it is, you know what I mean? So I learned a lot about your world, man, of just like, you know, because the first thing I had to do, because I was used to playing by myself, so I had my own terminologies for everything. I didn't know any of this music talk. Then I saw like Guitar Explosion with like all these guitar players, jazz guys, Joe Pass, Herb Ellis, a bunch of guys, but they all had to play with the same jazz trio. And T-Bone was there and Shuggy Otis.
Wow.
And so it was like the blues guys could do like a shuffle, maybe like a funky blues and then slow blues, but they, you know, they didn't really have a communication with fellas to like go beyond that, you know?
Right.
And then I see Robin come up there with these guys and he kind of whispers like for about 30 seconds or something to them. And then it's like, it's like this whole arrangement. And I go, what the hell did he just say? Like
they must have known the song.
In 30 seconds because he tells them this thing and then they had an arrangement. And I was like, I got to learn this music talk. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I just don't know how you would be able to communicate with others.
This is the other thing I wanted to get into a little bit with you was just, you know, you're not just blues. You can really, I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke.
No,
I'm just saying that when I heard like June Core's record, where it was like you and Little Charlie and I think Kid all playing some fast swing thing together.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, I heard that and I just like, I fell over when I heard the way you were playing. I was like,
thank you, man.
Man, this guy is just like, you were so in the groove, you know, the way you were soloing over.
Because, you know, we got there, it was like Charlie was there. And I'm like, hey, Charlie, you know, it's like, and Jimmy's there sitting at the organ. So then Jimmy just starts playing kind of what it's going to be. And I'm like, oh, man, this is really cool stuff.
You were like right in it.
So then I start playing, because I'm thinking Pat Martino. I'm like, because Jimmy's playing all this stuff. So I'm like, I start playing this stuff. And Charlie looks at me really seriously. He goes, is that what you're going to play on this record? And I go, yeah. And he's like,
I hate to say it, but you made mincemeat of him.
No, man. That night at June's record release party, because we maybe said hi or something, but you came in and you were like saying hi, and you saw me, you go, hey, man.
Did I tell you that night? Yeah, I mean, I couldn't help it, man. I heard that cut, and I just went, God, this is like the difference between a guy that really plays jazz and a guy that wants to play jazz.
No, I swear.
And I'm not saying Charlie wasn't an awesome player, because I played with a guy for a long time, but he was...
it was just like what Jimmy was playing right there. It was just like, man, it triggered this whole thing. I was just going, oh, because
you were just so in it.
Never get to do that kind of thing, right? So I was like, oh, this is gas, right? And we had a blast. And that day he goes, hey, we got to get together and just play some guitar, just like, you know.
Charlie said that?
And I said, look, Charlie, wake me up in the middle of the night to do that, man, because I'd love to.
Right. Well, Charlie knew a boatload of.
Oh, I know.
Obviously, he knew more guitar than almost anybody.
When I first met him, like in the early periods of that band, that
when he was a harp player,
right after that, when he
when he just started playing guitar,
and man, and he was talking about Speedy West and
right.
I mean, so he knew
all that stuff. He got into Django real heavy too.
And you know, he was just, man, a really interesting fella, because those guys worked hard.
They worked really hard.
They worked like dogs, man. They played all the time, and. You know, he always brought it, man, every time he played, and always had exciting stuff.
And he had a very wide palette of guitar stuff that he listened to. He really was. I mean, I got turned on to a lot of stuff. He turned me on to like that Anita O'Day stuff with Oscar Peterson.
Yeah. the Jazz at the Philharmonic
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
yeah,
no,
man.
it was just. I think it was one of those
record.
Verve records.
Wow.
That's got Anita O'Day and the Oscar Peterson trio.
Wow, that'd be
Back,
great.
I forget who the guitar player is. It's
Herb Ellis?
Herb Ellis, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Yeah. And there's so much great music out there. That's the thing. And obviously, you're way hooked into all the great stuff.
You are from the Bay Area all your life.
No, I'm from LA originally.
Oh, wow.
I moved up here right before I met you, probably a year or two before I met
No
you.
kidding.
Yeah, like mid 70s, 75, 76.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's when we met, yeah. Isn't that when you had Walter Field?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a gas, man.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I'm from LA, and the first guys I met were like Cool Papa. Then I met Sonny Rhodes.
Yeah.
I met JJ and Troyce. I met.
Troyce is a nice fella too, man.
I played with a guy named Boogie Jake for a minute, for about a year, and then I started playing with Johnny Waters in late '76.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
And JJ Jones. Remember JJ Jones, guitar player?
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
man, it's like that's like when they had like the Green Earth
Right.
and all those
Right.
clubs. Man, that's good stuff.
I used to go down there and play once in a while. Yeah.
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 Man, you've done fantastic stuff. I mean, just like
So have you,
your
man.
blowouts alone. I
Well,
told
thanks. I wanted to invite you on to one if you're into it.
Oh man, they're fantastic. I mean, I'm just thinking over the years, all the fellas
Yeah.
that you've had that like no longer a lot of
That's
fellas.
right.
I mean,
That's
it's like
right.
I was thinking about
Snooky Pryor. And,
yeah, and
Carrie Bell.
yeah,
Cotton.
fantastic. And one guy, he's like a sweetheart. God, I can't think of his name right now. But he was a
Chicago guy?
great harp player. I always liked to go fishing all the time.
Oh, that was Lazy Lester.
Yes, thank you.
He was Louisiana. Yeah.
I was drawing a blank
Yeah.
there, but he was
he was
a
a
sweetheart and a character.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Hey, Chris.
yeah, just being like a young fella, and you go
Yeah.
there like that. He would just be very.
Man, my favorite thing he ever said, he goes, man, you don't wear that hat when you're having dinner with your mama, do you? And that's what got me to take off my hat at dinner every time.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he really was a great character.
He was a real character,
and great
man.
musician and
He
just
was
that
a
performer,
killer
man.
guitar player.
Yeah, he's a
As well as a great, he played banjo, he played,
swear.
he was real multi-instrumental, man.
Yeah, fantastic. And, just those gentlemen, I mean, I just think it's great, man, because you knew those fellas. I mean, every now and then, like, what's the guy's name? Sonny Buxton would be on, like, AM Sunday, and he'd have, like, like one of those fellas, like, it'd be like the fellas like Johnny Waters or somebody on there.
Right.
Like in the morning.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? And they played all the time in the city. Like, they were always somewhere. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, during the
Right.
week, those guys played as much as they possibly could.
Yeah.
And
I got those guys out there big time. I got
know,
Johnny
man.
and Sonny.
I think it's
Johnny Waters and Sonny Lane. We worked like mad for about 4 years.
I think that is the coolest thing, man,
Yeah.
because it was great for them, and that you did, and it was great that you loved doing it. So it was like,
Well, I did. Yeah, I mean, that was
fantastic,
my
man.
education. For
yeah, no kidding. I mean,
It really
'cause
was.
You couldn't get a better one than from
No.
those gentlemen. You know
No,
what I mean?
they were the only guys playing Chicago blues in the Bay Area.
And the real-
that were older guys.
The real thing. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you meet one of these gentlemen, you realize that wow.
Yeah,
this is
they
like-
were. I mean, me and Sonny we used to talk every single day.
And he was very interesting. All those gentlemen.
Sonny
were
Lane,
interesting,
yeah. Yeah.
Interesting, man. It's beautiful that that's part of your world because you
Well,
were like at many dates with those gentlemen and just knew them and just
Yeah,
knew
they
them
were
as
great
more
cats,
than just
too.
a person you saw.
Great cats to be around, man.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Alligator record, and I noticed you've been touring more and doing more festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know the touring thing has been something you've kind of done. Sometimes you do it for a long time, and sometimes you back off from doing it.
Yeah, at one point I had a van, so then I toured a lot more because I had the vehicle. But then
Right.
when that wasn't happening, I would try to do it by renting vans and stuff, and it just would be just a lose
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It was like,
losing proposition,
No matter
yeah.
what. So I didn't really travel the States as much as I would like enjoy to, you know, and so with this Alligator thing, it's like I really have to thank like Kid and Tommy Castro and all these other fellas that know the folks at Alligator because
So they kind of got you hooked up.
and I would have never thought that like they would even consider, because I think of Alligator, I think of like Hound Dog Taylor, I think of like that kind of thing, and not like what
Fenton,
this
people like that,
mishmash. You know, I'd be playing. It's like I just didn't never see that, you know, and so they were saying, hey, you know, you should. I'm going, well, I mean, because I sent like my first record, I sent a demo to Mr. Eagle,
Bruce,
and he sent me this thing back saying that, you know, I was trying to sound black and all this stuff, right? And I was a kid, so I was like, you know what I mean? Man, you know. So then one time I was playing at Buddy Guy's and he was there. And so I go, you know, Mr. Eagle, I was here, you know what I mean? And he said that I was trying to sound black. My dad was blacker than his hair, and he didn't have a problem with it. And he's like, and I go, you know what I mean? Just youth.
Yeah.
But so then I never spoke to him, but like then I go to play with Guy King at the Chicago Blues Festival.
Right.
A few years back. It was like the first time I was gonna play at this thing. And I'm standing there with Susan, like we're watching Guy do a couple tunes, and I look across this long grass, and there he's looking at me, and I'm like, he's looking over here. She's like, well, what? And I go, I think he's gonna come over here. She's like, well, so what? And I'm like, well, you know what I mean? And he comes all the way across this lawn, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, oh, here it comes. You know, he goes, you know, I know we got off on the wrong foot to start with, but I really like what you do. And I was like,
Good.
I was like, oh, you know, but so I mean, they were, and let me tell you,
I like that about him, that he can admit that.
They blew my mind so many times, because when we said okay, and then I made the record, they have people that work there that will look and see if you have money coming to you that you don't know about. And this is like when the pandemic thing first started, I was down to like my last $120 or something, right? Because it was just, you know,
everybody was in that boat.
And they call up and they said, hey, they found some money that you have that you don't know about. They can't tell you how much it is, but if you call them and tell them it was $4,000.
Wow.
They saved my, I mean, it was like I was right down to the last, you know what I mean? And they came up with that. Man, I was in tears, and I go.
That's great.
And I told them, I said, you know, I haven't even done anything yet, and you guys have already done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I was, you know, I mean, I really.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Never in my life have I mean, you know, had that kind of, I mean, like every morning, all these people would call up from all over the globe asking me questions about specific tunes on this record, man. I was like, I was in tears all the time, because that has never happened like that.
Right.
And just their influence on the whole thing, I was just like, suddenly, I was doing things that I've never even considered that I would do.
That's
just
awesome.
Talking, people asking me these specific questions about these tunes. I mean, just at this point in my life, it really was like wonderful. Cause
that's wonderful. Well, you deserve it, man. I mean, you know, you've been doing this a long damn time, and it's like, you know,
I mean, you know,
people have been asking about you everywhere I've gone. You know, people would say, you know, what about Chris Cain? How come he doesn't play at this festival or whatever, that kind of thing. So, you know, really, people know about you. It was just a matter of, you know.
I've been very lucky,
getting you
man.
there.
I swear to God, and you know, this whole thing that's with this Alligator, and then to like go on the blues cruises. You know, you never get to see some of these fellas because they're always doing the same thing too. So it's like a place where everybody's there at the same time. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that kind of thing. It's like that. The night I played at your party was like, I mean, just fellas that I don't see that often.
Right.
But I love all of them. So it's just like I had such a blast at that thing, man.
That's
just
great.
really did.
Yeah.
When you were in Los Angeles, you were playing harmonica there.
Yeah. I started when I was about 14, 15 years old.
Wow.
In high school,
Yeah, that's beautiful. Like, was there a specific record, or was there like a thing that you
saw? Well, I had a Brownie and Sonny record that I borrowed from a friend of mine, and I never gave it back.
They were something else.
Yeah, so they were the first guys I ever saw. And then, actually, I take that back. I saw Buddy and Junior in 1968. Man, and it was before I was really even hip to what they were doing. And Junior was doing his James Brown shtick.
Yeah.
And they had the shark skin suits. They looked, you know, probably slicker than hell. But I was like, I don't like all those horn players. I don't like those James Brown moves that he's doing.
Hey, believe me, when
You know.
because my dad had, like, the first record that he brought home was Hoodoo Man Blues.
Right,
Because there was a thing on about Oakland and like neighborhoods, people of color trying to get like an apartment or whatever, like at this particular time in the 70s. And so they put in the background, they kept on playing stuff from early in the morning and things from that record. And my dad goes, "What is that record, man? I'm gonna get that record."
Wow.
And so he brought that thing home, and that's the record. And man, I mean, that is a phenomenal record, right?
That's a phenomenal
so
record.
I loved Junior Wells
Yeah.
when I heard that record,
Yeah.
and I dug this Buddy Guy and the whole thing. Then he came out with those records, the one where he's got the big medallion, and he's "You
Up in
know
here.
baby." Yes.
Up in here.
And it's like a lot. See, and I was the same. I was like, why is he
doing James Brown?
I mean,
I want to hear him do Junior Wells. That was my thing.
I was a kid, but I
that's
really
how I was too.
I heard.
I wanted to hear him blow harp. See, that was my big bitch. Was that when I saw him, he hardly blew any harp, and it was like, that's what I wanted to hear him do.
Man, and he is such a character,
Oh, he was great, man.
It was like a television show that just was like right in front of you. It's like everything he said and did was like hilarious in some way to me, Like he was playing at JJ's and June was there and he wanted to buy this couple that came to his gig a drink.
Right.
And so he tells June, give it. And she goes, well, we can't serve with like what's like. And he goes, fuck him up. Like that with his fingers, fuck him up. Just like that. And wow, that's awesome.
You know what he did with me is one time we opened for him in Katati, right? And he goes, I dig it. He goes, you played with blues and you play with soul. He goes, how much you hablo? And I go, $10, and he goes, promoter, give it $10.
He said,
It was so slick, man. I'd never seen anybody do it like that. He gets the $10 from the guy and gives it to me. I should have just given him a record. I stole so much stuff from him.
Oh man, but you know what? One of my favorite harmonica styles, like the way he played and sing, just the sound of the band. I mean, like, Fred Below, like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like that's like the
Jack
A-team.
Myers.
That's like the A-team of.
They were like the first modern blues band. That's how I look at it with Chicago blues.
And that one record, Man in the Blues, Buddy Guy, where he's got like Otis Spann on that.
Oh,
that's my favorite.
Killer.
I like the wild ones, but that record, man, to me was like every tune was like a slow blues.
Yeah,
just like,
that's right, exactly. Just like we're talking.
You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
incredible
killer.
thing.
Yeah.
I got to meet Junior and like talk to him like at the Handies one night.
Right.
And it was like the stories.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't want to stop, man. It was such a fantastic evening just to hear.
It's like all those cats were like that. I mean, I met Hubert one time, and it was like talking to Hubert was the same thing. It was like, man, just to be able to hear these guys tell you all their stories, about you just like I'd be interviewing them like we're doing, and he'd just be spinning tales.
Incredible stuff, man.
Yeah.
Really, and all of those fellas, the way they all like have a thing about what like they changed the style somehow. Mm-hmm. It's like Elvin Bishop talking about Butterfield, and he's going, well, like Butterfield was the only guy at that time that really wasn't coming out of the Walter bag. He was doing this
more junior and
it was like at that time that was really a brave thing to do because everybody was on that stuff.
That's kind of true. Yeah.
And I mean, I loved Junior Parker's.
Oh, I'm a freak for Junior. I'm a freak for Junior
Those
Parker.
notes, man, it's like very. I mean, that to me just really.
His singing and the way he could sing and the way he played.
The sound of his voice is the.
He was such a beautiful singer.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, like all of those records, the arrangements on their stuff.
Right.
Fantastic.
All
man.
the Duke guys. I forget the name of that guy. Scott, I think Joe Scott or something.
Yes.
Yeah. That did the Bland records too.
Yeah, man. Trumpet parts are just unbelievable.
Yeah. But what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit is one of the things I liked about your Dan McCloskey thing was where you were talking about how you found your voice, your singing voice. And I thought that was a great story.
Wow. Well, I mean, because, when I first was playing and I would try to sing, try to sing in my speaking voice.
Right.
So it sounded like Jerry Lewis with a trio. It's like, nobody's going to buy this from this guy. If I feel bad, it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm not buying it from him. So, you know, I mean, I just steered clear of that whole thing. I knew why no guitar players were ever singing. And I mean, one time my brother had a party at his house. He would have these 2-day-long parties. And Gary Smith came while we were there because we go there and play. And he brought Curtis Salgado.
Right.
And he was a kid, just like us, right?
Right.
He looked like Alfred E. Newman. He had like jeans on, a white T-shirt, hair. I mean, he looked like Alfred E. Newman, you know? And Gary goes, that's my pal. And like, he's going to get up and sing. And I'm going, because nobody knew how to sing at this time. I didn't know one guy who sung.
Right.
And he gets up there, man, at the party and starts singing. I mean, wow! I mean, it was like, whoa, man. I mean, that was like such a mind blower. Just that, like a guy like that's kind of in my age bracket, singing like, I mean, it was like unbelievable.
Singing like a bird,
I mean, it just blew my mind so hard.
Same here,
And, you know, I mean, from that day on, I loved that character because I just went, man, this guy, just, you know, because he could sing, I mean, different things that like, now that's kind of tricky territory right there, like these kind of ballads. And so,
Right.
You know, you can't mess around and, you know, dabble with that kind of thing. Or, you know, like cats that will sing like a...
Well, he was the first guy that hit me to O.V. Wright.
Man, and then
him and Cray used to do all those O.V. songs, and he burned. I think Pat O'Brien actually gave me a cassette of the O.V. Wright stuff because I had asked Curtis. I go, you know, who's that by? And he was telling me, O.V. Wright, man, you gotta get hip to this guy.
I swear to God, because the first times I went to Eugene, Oregon, and played at Taylor's,
Lloyd
Jones, and when all those guys are there.
Right. The best gig I ever saw Curtis do was right there.
Man, I'm telling you, that place, I'd go there like to play. The gig would be done on Sunday. I wouldn't leave till like Thursday after.
Right.
I mean, it was just like, you know.
I know.
But those guys, man, that was a great party place. And like all the guys in Oregon knew all this stuff. They knew all the soul. They knew all these these records. I, you know, I mean, I thought I knew, you know, Jackie Wilson's stuff. No, there was other stuff. But then there was all these other, like O.V. Wright, you say.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I was just like amazed. And like
Sam and Dave. I mean, him and Craig could do Sam and Dave stuff, and it was like
unbelievable,
you know,
man.
Just unbelievable.
And I think that is a cool
Such
thing.
Such a great band
to sing with two voices like that, like
two guys like that. Yeah,
it really was fantastic. You know, I forgot about like the original lineup, right?
Right.
But I mean, like
what a band that was.
Lloyd Jones and his band. I mean, that guy sat down and started playing drums. He had the most killer shuffle on the drums.
Oh yeah.
I was like.
Yeah, well, like I say, the time I saw Curtis do this gig, he had just left Room Full. They'd fired him, I think, and he shows up in Eugene, and he's playing a gig. Me and Lloyd were on a tour, and I had a night off so he could play with Curtis. They had a band called the Inyo Face Band, and so Curtis gets up there, and he had just left Room Full, and I think he was like, you know, I don't know where his head was at, but it was like. He did this gig that was the heaviest thing. Man. Still to this day, it's the heaviest gig I ever seen him do.
You know, every time I saw him, but I mean, that first time is like etched. I mean, because that was just such a mind blower.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in his musical life, there's been different versions of, and always incredible. You know, he just really is a mind blower, and I'm just. You know, like he got his health thing. I
met him through Sonny Rhodes.
Wow. See?
Well, I think Curtis was talking about that at the benefit. Yeah, he talked about that, about how Sonny Rhodes called me up. Actually, he calls me up. He goes, "Ma, I want you to come over to J.J. Malone's house right now. I got a harmonica man I want you to meet."
That's awesome.
You got to come over here and meet him. So I came over, and you know, now that was before, I don't remember Curtis singing like he did. About a year or two later, he just kind of boom.
Yeah.
His singing went from, this was about 1975, from about 75 to 77, he just like took off vocally.
Because I always thought he sang great, but then like, and then his writing and like, I mean, he's just like.
He's really, a great writer.
He's just always just like, just keeps.
Yeah.
But I mean, like he was great. Every version of him was fantastic, right?
Right.
I mean, I think of the lead singers in Roomful, I mean, he's like the one. You know?
He is the one. Yeah, I got to admit that the times I've seen Roomful.
They've had great singers, you know, after that. But
him with Roomful was so special.
And that band was just a, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that was with Ronnie. I think Ronnie was playing guitar.
And I mean, you know, it's like, one time those guys came, we were in Norway, and like, I knew Ronnie, and he was always very nice to me. So I got all the Roomful blues in my room. So it's like 19 guys with cigars, right? So I'm like, wow. So I got to open this window, man. 'Cause you know what I mean? And so like, but they don't have screens on their windows in Norway, right? So I open this window, and this moth comes in. It's like the size of a sparrow. I mean, this thing is gigantic. And he's like, and I'm not a big bug guy, right? So I see this thing, and I'm going, hey, now when these guys blow, this thing's going to be in here. I'm going to try to sleep. It's going to crawl up my nose. I don't know. So I lose my mind. I'm going after this thing. I'm knocking down lamps and stuff.
I'm surprised the smoke didn't kill it.
I swear to God. And the whole band, the whole room full of band is cowering in the corner, like, what is he doing?
Great.
I'm knocking down lamps and stuff.
Funny.
I kill that thing. And they're like, you know, it's just like, but those guys were sweethearts, man.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you know, just
That's great.
in my little time of playing the guitar and just meeting people. I see, like, I you know, I'm really glad to just have an opportunity to talk with you because, you know, the whole time I mean, been doing great things for like ever, but it's like
Thanks. You know, the only thing the only award I care about is the Keeping the Blues Alive award.
Man.
That's the only one I could give a damn about.
and that's
Because I feel like that has
man.
been kind of what I've been trying to do.
Always.
You know.
I think
Yeah.
it's like, hey man, that is beyond commendable because.
Well, thank you, man.
No, I mean, you know, it's like it's not the you know, it's not the where everybody immediately goes to. Like I'm gonna, you know, like, and I
Right.
mean, it's like you know, trying to study Charlie Parker. I mean, it's a very specific flavored thing.
That's right.
And it takes a lot of skill to even, you know, be in the conversation.
Right. Right.
Really, because you know,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think you know, you are one of the guys that really has done it great. For like,
thank you, man.
I mean, ever since I've ever known about you.
And back at you, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I do want to seriously invite you. I got a gig for you if you're interested.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Next
I'll
month.
come just
yeah.
to clean.
No, I want to hire you.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, but anyway, you know what I would like is if you could play because the other guy I wanted to just ask you about a little bit is you said I think one of your first inspirations was Ray
Oh yeah, man.
and Ray Charles and
Yeah.
and you play Ray's music and Charles Brown's music so beautiful and I was wondering if you could do if we could do maybe Sinner's Prayer, the Lowell
Surely.
Folsom
Surely.
song, but do it like Ray's version.
All right.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Well, if I've done somebody wrong, have mercy. Well, if you please. I used to have plenty money, finest clothes in town. Well, look at trouble overtook me. Well, I'm bound to get me down. Please have mercy. Lord have mercy on me, child. Well, if I've done somebody wrong, have mercy. Well, if you please. Keep on walking downtown. All in the morning. boy, baby. Clear I changed my way. Lord, about love and trouble. Worrying all my days. Please have mercy. Lord, have mercy on me, child. Well, if I done somebody wrong, have mercy if you please. Oh, oh, oh.
Is that an E minor?
E dominant, but yeah, but
Okay, I might have been playing it.
you see
E
good
major.
things right there.
What's that?
Keep an eye on you.
Was it okay?
You were playing some great things right there. Made it sound like I knew what I was doing right there.
I'm just messing around, man.
That's beautiful, man.
I hope I didn't mess it up too bad.
You kidding me?
Really?
You were the glue.